Hey folks, I want to talk to you today about what I refer to as bug out cold camps. This is not the best option that I'm going to talk about, but if this may be the only option for some of you. Best option would be your fortress-like cabin in the boondocks, but not all of us have that. You may need to bug out from your home for any number of reasons. I'd like to share some different considerations with you. Like most preppers, I don't have that fortified cabin in the woods to bug out to. There are a lot of different reasons for bugging out. The main reason that most of us plan to bug out is for that SHTF scenario where your position becomes untenable. A localized emergency such as a hurricane, a Fukushima type event, or even a chemical spill could be reasons for you to bug out. If you don't have that fortress in the woods, your next choice would be to move in with friends or family that are outside the affected area. This is definitely something you'd want to pre-arrange, and a lot of folks that live in coastal areas already have this kind of a setup for during hurricane season. If your friends and family live on the other side of the continent, you've got to consider something else. For a localized type emergency, you might want to consider a small, out-of-the-way mom-and-pop motel. You want to find a motel that really doesn't have an internet presence. You want to keep that number in your cell phone and be able to speed dial and beat the rush on getting a reservation there when everyone else is evacuating. Now, switching back to an SHTF situation and you do not have friends or family locally and you can't afford that fortress cabin in the mountain. For our purposes, a cold camp is a location you've scouted out that has a source of water, that is defensible, that you know how to get to, that's remotely located, and is a good place for you to set up and ride out anything that happens. This is also a great place to put a cache. Your cold camp may be in a state or national park, corporate woodlands. You want to avoid invading someone's private property. Avoid known campgrounds. Loads of individuals who have been there before and have no place else to go will also go there. It'll be overpopulated, unpoliced, and a mess. Once you have a general idea of where you want to go, you want to conduct a map survey to essentially narrow it down to a location that fits your needs. While you're doing that map survey, you want to additionally do a route survey, primary and at least one alternate route to get to that location. Google Earth is a good start, a road atlas, but if you go to mytopo.com, they have cheap topographic maps available that are a really good source once you find the location you want to go to. For demonstration purposes, I've chosen a cold camp in a valley at the head of a stream near Mount Marcy in Adirondack State Park in New York State. Once you've chosen your site, look hard at your routes to approach the site. You do not only want to consider primary and secondary roads, but you also want to consider Park Service roads, logging roads, trails, and even water routes to your location. Consider packing bolt cutters, chain, and padlocks in your vehicle. Once you have map surveyed your cold camp and your routes, you need to look at rally points along the way. Rally points are geographic locations where, if separated, group members can meet, leave messages, and it may also contain a cache nearby. Train your group that if they're separated, they need to write their initials in a specific spot at each rally point as they continue on. Your initial rally point should be a predetermined spot near your home where group members will have a predetermined amount of time to wait for everyone to gather up before going on their own or with whoever has shown up. Additionally, you want to plan an objective rally point. This is a location where you can observe your cold camp from a distance when you arrive there to make sure no one else has occupied it. either that or it's a location nearby your cold camp where you can stow your equipment and patrol into the cold camp and establish security. Once you have completed your map survey, you need to perform a physical recce. You need to go out and walk that and check it out and be very familiar with it. You cannot count on just looking at a map. This is especially true for all your routes along the way, even more so if your routes include trails, logging roads, or forestry service roads. The route and cold camp will need to be rechecked periodically. A cold camp may not be your best option for bugging out, but it's prudent to select one anyway and set it up accordingly as a last resort at least. I hope this has been helpful to you. Stay safe.